So Marley and I are at the park. I've let her run this morning. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're getting ready to drive back to Santa Rosa. The reason is, and I'm taking you on the trip, is it was 96 yesterday, and I had here in Vacaville, I had the van. It was all closed up, and it reached 120 inside the van, even with a fan blowing in the back and also the windows down about 4 or 5 inches. It just was too hot. At 10 o'clock last night, it was still 96 degrees in the van. And Marty and I were pretty miserable. So I've decided I'm driving back early this morning. Jason did get the Blue Eddies delivered today. I'll tell you about that. Well, it's not important. And he bought me a Blue Eddy, 2000 Blue Eddy, on sale for $6.99. Great deal. So we are heading out, and we are leaving the park, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the town that I'm in. So I'm not sure if you'll be interested in this. This is almost a 2-hour video. I will change that. I'll speed things up. I'll eliminate things. I'm driving through the neighborhood back to the main road where I can get back on the freeway. And I think I might just wash my car today. Might just do that. So let's head out and see what we're doing. I thought you might like to see some of the houses and just what it looks like in this area. California is very different. Here's your football fields. It's like most other cities, but many people in other countries are watching this, and they don't necessarily have the same type of thing that we do. So I did want to just look at, there's some of these houses. This is a really old Victorian right here on the corner. Isn't it gorgeous? I love those kinds of things. That's my kind of house. So we're going to come into the town, and the town is roughly 2 blocks long. So this is on one little street, and we're going to make a right-hand turn, and then you're going to see this. This is it. This is the town. One street, right and left side. That's it. What you see is what you get. And after this used to be a movie theater, library. It's over. It's ended. Justin, it's there. Look at this house. They are restoring it. I think it's going to be a museum. Isn't that fabulous? It's so gorgeous. Okay, we're coming up to where I wash the car. So I'm going to get out, and I'm going to rinse off the car. Not wash it, rinse it off. I've shown you this place before. Oh, this guy decides he's just going to sit there. There's a car in front of me. I'm waiting for him to leave. Little bitty car. He doesn't need these stairs. He's a little bitty car. And he's sitting there. Well, what do you know? And I just want to get my... Well, I just finished. You're not going to believe this, but I didn't turn the camera on. Is that not crazy or what? Anyway, we're getting ready to leave because I didn't get any filming of rinsing this car off. Who cares? You don't need to see me rinse this car off. Okay. I hope you like this because I didn't get it new. I've had it for about a year and I've never tried it. A gadget some woman gave me in a parking lot, and she works for this company who creates this. So I decided I would try it. I've been trying everything on my dashboard to be able, when I travel, to film. I just haven't felt I had anything good enough. But now, I really like this little gadget. I will show it to you later on. No, not in this video. I'll do a mini video of it, just so you can see it. But it's really working for me. I can move it around as I'm traveling. I'm not really going fast, guys. I've speeded up the camera. I'm not driving this fast, okay? I don't drive cornfields. I don't drive this fast. So here's farmland, cornfields. I don't think I've got any orchards in here, but it's so versatile. This whole place is so versatile. Then vines, grapevines. So the grapevines are everywhere. Here's a vineyard, right? Not a vineyard, orchard. So, yeah, just a little bit of everything as you go through, and you'll see how it changes to different things. It's kind of interesting. Maybe not. Maybe it's not interesting to you. But anyway, we're going to keep traveling. I've got it at a pretty fast clip, trying to bring this video down. But you're going to see my trip. Now, if you look up and over to your right a little more, you'll see the mountains over there. We're going to be on the other side of that. See? See those? We're going to be on the other side. It's about 80 miles. Between 80 and 100 miles from where I'm at to Santa Rosa. So I'm going to let you enjoy the trip, and I'll talk to you in a minute. I've decided I'm going to stop by my storage. So we're headed towards the storage, and then we'll get back on the freeway and head back. But I need to load some boxes up from my storage. We're leaving the storage unit. Huh, Mar? Huh? Are we leaving? Let me show you Miss Mar. There she is. Say hello, Miss Mar. Yeah. Okay. She's done her bit. Yeah. The queen. The queen. She rules the roost here. Huh. Exhausted. I'm exhausted. I took like 3 boxes, guys. I can barely walk in the back of the van. I'll get them all out and put them in the side yard and clean everything, make sure it's clean. Most of the stuff I have in original boxes, and yeah, we'll see. Just in case I didn't mention, I'm having a garage sale. I'm emptying out my storage a little bit at a time every time I come down for all these doctor's appointments, and we're going to have a garage sale in August, a big one. So I am trying to get that storage down to just about nothing. We'll see how well that works. Yeah, I just do a U-turn right here. Yeah, oh my goodness. I'll have to wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go, Mom. I will tell you, you're going to see a lot of back roads. Once I get off the freeway, I use a lot of back roads instead of being on the freeway. And thank goodness I know where they are. It just makes driving in the area much easier. Sometimes the freeways are just so backed up that it's really hard to get anywhere. But if you know the back roads, you can skim right past it all. And no, Google isn't that great as far as the back roads go. Some of them you shouldn't take at certain times. So, guys, as we turn this bend, you're going to see a park. See all the rides on the far left-hand side there? I tried to catch a little bit of it. That's closing forever. It's been there since before the 80s, and it used to be called Marine World. Now it's Six Flags, but it's right in Vallejo. Now, what we're going to do is we're moving towards Mare Island, and I'm sure you've heard of Mare Island. I did a video on it, not a good one. Nobody seemed to care for it, but in my early career, I did a video. This is where it's really interesting because see that bridge? That's that goes over Mare Island right there. You exit on that bridge and you go to Mare Island. And that's the main entrance to Mare Island. Now, we're going over the San Pablo Bay Inlet. So, the ocean comes in through San Francisco Bay and then all to these little inlets, I guess is what I'm calling them. And you're going to see this is a lot. It's a really kind of pretty area to drive. The other areas, once you get here, and there's also a lot of wetlands, and they are trying to restore them. Unfortunately, today, you see the traffic, we're going to get past that. But just so you know, today is race day. Sonoma Raceway is open and they're having a race. We're stuck in traffic, so I'm going to get past this. Okay, so you just saw a map of the Skaggs Island. Of course, the motorcycles have to go past me. But we're going to reach a point where it's going to be Skaggs Island. This is an inlet, San Pablo Bay Inlet, and these are the wetlands, and they are trying to restore the wetlands back to what they were before. We will, and I'll show you as soon as we reach it. Skaggs Island was a secret, secure, self-contained naval base. It was opened in 1941 and closed in 1993. They did not get all the buildings out until 2013. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it now, but isn't this beautiful? I just thought you would enjoy something like this. I enjoy the wetlands. I have two pretty close to me that I do drive through. They are all single, one way, two one way streets, not huge roads, just single one way, both ways. And that's to save the wetlands and to not do too much damage. This one has been pretty damaged, but as I said, they are trying to restore it. I just thought this would give you a good viewpoint. You can see the birds. We're about 40 miles, 50 miles from Sacramento. If you go 50 to 100 the other way, you'll be in the mountains and you'll be in Tahoe. So we're going west of Sacramento towards the ocean. We're not that far from the ocean. And one of these days I'm going to make it over there. I mean, I'm within 30 miles of it. Haven't done that yet. But I thought this was very, very lovely. Now, there's a big sign up here that tells you which ranch this is. And this is a restoration project. But, yeah, I really enjoy the wetlands. I really do. My window's dirty. Can you tell? And I don't know what it says. It says, I believe it says San Pablo Bay Restoration and the name of the ranch. I'm showing you all these wetlands and the inlet from the bay. Hope you enjoy. I'll get off of here for a minute and I'll get back on in a little bit. I stayed on this road in line for about 30 minutes. So it added about 30 minutes to my travel time. But it's just such an interesting place and I love to see the water. So I hope you're enjoying the view. This is the walkway I'm talking about. Can you see how it's up over the wetlands? And they walk down and work on these towers on this walkway. It's kind of interesting. And of course, I'm still in traffic. I'm still trying to get through this and get past the Raceway. It's going to take a little bit. It sure is. Yep. But you can see how this is dried out. And they're going to have to, and there's some fencing back in there, and then there's walkway. They have a lot of restoration to do. That was an earlier part. They haven't reached this yet. All of this has got to be restored. Because it's right after winter. And this, you see the salt? That's salt, because this is salt water, ocean water. So that's kind of salty down in there. Got some weeds too. You know, there's no maintenance to this. This is a wild area. But I love the picturesque mountains in the back. Now, to your far right, I'm trying to think of it. That's not San Pablo. San Pablo is behind us. I'm not sure which area that is, to be honest with you. It's past Santa Rosa, that's for sure. And there's a wild refuge. This turnoff here, you can go and you can park right at the end. And there's a wildlife refuge there where you can watch the wildlife. A lot of places over these wetlands, they have certain birds, and they kind of dance in the sky in late evenings. There's a real famous place in Davis, and they fly up into the sky. They're well known, and they kind of do a beautiful dance up there. Now I'm up on a bridge, and can you see? Now that over in there is Sonoma. And we're not getting to the Sonoma Raceway yet, but I'll expand that. I just think it's California has such versatility and a dirty window. I'm telling you, I have a dirty window. Motorcyclists passing me on the side of the road. Now we're into farmland. So this was what a lot of the wetlands were, and they're bringing it back. I'm glad to see that. We've done, as a human, we have done a lot of damage, to be honest with you. And we're trying to get it back. We're trying to, save things. I don't know. I do believe, after all the years I've been here, that I am seeing some climate change. I don't know that this climate change is as drastic as they're telling us. I think a lot of it, they use fear-mongering. But we've had a lot of changes in our weather. It's not as it used to be. Maybe it's just natural, maybe it's not. But I think we have done some damage, and we do need to do something about it. The problem I'm finding is when we make all these drastic changes, they're still telling us it's a minute percentage of improvement after everything they want to do. Okay, I think we're coming to, let me see. I think that's the Raceway way over there. No, I'm supposed to be bringing it forward. Let me see what I've done. Okay, this is where they're right in the middle of the screen up on the hill. That's the Sonoma Speedway. That's about as close as I can get to it. But pretty soon you'll be seeing cars up on the road, all parked in the fields. This is all farmland. See? Can you see it? I'm trying to focus and allow you to see the Speedway. I'm not going to it. This is about as close as I'm going to get to it. I will be driving way past it. You have to make a right-hand turn to get to it. So I'm not going to be doing that, because I don't want to get stuck in that traffic. But here's the roadway, Raceway. Yeah. Here's the black building here on the left as we're going past it. You can see all the vehicles. I don't know what time this afternoon it's going to start having the races, but people are certainly interested. You'll see the traffic pretty soon. There's a road that goes, see, there it is. It looks like a place for RVs. They're probably parked there, up in the hills. They got more cars. Here's the roadway coming up right here. So they're backed up all that way. This is at a right-hand turn into this raceway. So it's not backed up too much. Look at all the cars up on the hills. Yeah. And see the cars moving up there? They're still moving up to further, because they have parking spaces all up in these hills for this huge raceway. It's a big deal here. Big, big event. Now we're going to go into some of the farmland. This is Sonoma County, so you are going to see a lot of vineyards. This is on the outskirts, so a lot of farms are still here. They haven't switched over to the vineyards. But you'll see right up here where it starts into the vineyards. See? All of this in 50 years will be all vineyards. There's only so many grapes you need and so many wines you can drink. We do need food, and I'd rather see farms, to be honest with you. I just prefer the farms. Them white picket fences. Now these huge trees, that yellow sign there was warning you these trees may fall, so look out for falling trees. I don't know how you can do that when you're driving 55 miles an hour and a tree falls on you. Okay? Don't know how that happens. Anyway, warning signs that these trees fall over as you're driving through them, maybe. Anyway. Now, there's little self-made ponds. I don't know if you can see any of the big winery houses, because again, this is not the most popular side of the vineyards. We're on the west side, and they built more on the other side of the hill, or mountain, or whatever you want to call it. They're spreading over here, but there's a Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley are in over these hills here. So this is on the other side of the valley, on the other side of the hill. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, those yellow signs are all warning you about these trees falling over on you. Isn't that fun? Loving that. And there's a lot of places. There's a couple of places that are for sale. But what I find interesting is these huge houses, they're old, probably turn of the century. Instead of doing something with them or bringing them down, they just board them up and then they just dry rot in the fields. And there's a couple in here. They do had a couple of for sign sales, but of course, I don't have the kind of money to buy anything in this area. Trust me on that. So we're going through this, and we'll be going through a little town, Petaluma. We'll hit Petaluma. Here's some more vineyards. See these old homes? When you see those oblong, they go stand up. I don't know if you can see. Oh my goodness. Most of these houses are pretty old. They're pretty much turn of the century, the old original farms. And they've got those old towers in them. They're not water towers, I don't think. They're not green. I don't know which they are. So, getting back on the freeway. Now we're going to get on 101. So we were on 80 earlier, and now we are going on to 101. So you don't have a great view. Not right now. It'll change. It'll get better. So you're going to be starting to see, once these walls are passed, I don't know, a really rich area. We just left an area that's not so rich. Now we're in the ritzy area because it's on the San Francisco side. It's by the ocean. You're about 20, 30 minutes from the ocean here. You're on 101. So this is an expensive area. It is not a cheap one. And we are hitting Petaluma, Roanoke Park, Sebastopol is out here. You can get to that. Russian River, which I am going to try to go to Russian River. I've never been there. I'd like to see it. So the scenery has changed, and we're about, I think about 80 miles. We're 15 miles from Santa Rosa at this point, and I'm not sure how much more of this I'll show you. I did want to get some of this in here, but it's not all necessary. I don't know if you noticed, but all the hills are brown. The reason is we don't get enough water. This has been a pretty dry winter. Back east, this would all be green. Here, it's all brown. It's quite an adjustment if you're coming from the east to California. And yeah, nice sunshine and stuff, but you still need water, guys. You still need water. So, we're still driving. We haven't got there yet. I enjoy the trip. It's because it's in back roads and I'm not on the freeway that for that long of a time, and I'm back in the back roads. They're very interesting. You get to see a lot of different things instead of walls and factories and manufacturing. And I just find this much more interesting to see than buildings. But I just wanted to show you some of this. We've got it. I've got it down from an almost 2 hours to 46 minutes right now. I think I've done pretty well. And I've shown you, I think, the most interesting parts. Plus, I have speed up the film so you can see it a little bit faster and you're not spending so much time. I do want to thank you for watching, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. We're going to end this pretty soon. I took a wrong turn, and I had to go into a, yeah, wrong turn. I've made so many wrong turns. I'm trying to do this without using maps. And once I get off the freeway, I get a little confused. I I take either left or right, and sometimes I take the wrong way. And I did off this freeway. And I did when I went to Safeway, which I did a mini little thing on that. But we're getting ready to exit, and I'm going to take the wrong turn. And I'm going to end the film. I am now in Santa Rosa. I'm going to end it at this wrong turn, okay? Because we're going into a little neighborhood that I got to figure out how to get out of. I think I can get just back on the road. I think that's what happened. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I take wrong turns. I'm fine till I get off the freeway and I get confused about should I go right? I should have gone left here, okay? I went right. Wrong turn. And I'm going down to Marlowe. No, yeah, I'm going to a certain street that's the other way. So I figured that now I'm turning around. I'm just going to end this. I'm stuck in a neighborhood. I'm going to go back to the road. I will talk to you later. Thank you so much. I send you my love. Enjoy your day. Hope this wasn't too long, guys.